Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing the Year 8 Season 2 Operation Dread Factor Attacker tier list. So the Defender tier list will be out soon, but I've got all the attackers here, and let's just get around to them. So for the criteria, we have Essential, Meta, Very Usable, Situational, and Ass. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good criteria. So Grim, this is Year 8 Season 2, so I'm going to play his Situational. I'd say he's actually quite good for clearing utility, and I wouldn't say he's completely ass. There are some worse operators in the game, especially in attack, so I would definitely put him in Situational. His Bs can be used to clear utility. He has the Commando, which with the extended barrel is actually a pretty good gun. And yeah, I feel like now that he has the Bailiff, he can make like holes and stuff, so he can be good to use for soft breach. So I think he's a pretty situational attacker. Brava, I'd say situational as well. I feel like the problem I feel with Brava is actually he's a good kit with the Capital's gun, but the problem with her is that I feel like when you're on her drones, it just takes so long. Like you're basically out of the fight. It's basically like if you got a Brava, it's basically a 4v5 because the Brava's just gonna be sat on drone for like an hour, or like a whole minute. So it'll just take a while. So I'd say she's fairly situational. I'd say Twitch is very usable. I think with Mirror like slowly creeping back up into the meta, I'd say that a lot of people are using his 417, and people realize that the 417 is actually very, very good. So that's pretty good to see. Her Twitch drones are still very good as normal, but yeah. Next we have Smoke. I don't know why Smoke. Sorry, I'm moving on. Next we have Ace. Ace is essential. He is probably the best guy in the game, and he's got a hot breach, and he's just got breaching charges as well. You always want to bring an Ace. It's never bad to bring an Ace, basically. I'd say Nook is meta because she has a very good gun, and she plays a very good lurking style of siege. And the fact that she has grenades is that she can nade from below and stuff like that. So I'd say Nook is meta. I wouldn't say she's essential because you don't really need it. I'd say Yana is essential though. Sense is ass. I mean, like his gadget, like when you throw it, half the time it doesn't even work. Like the trajectory of the gadget is awful. The POF9 isn't very good as well. The gun kind of sucks as well. Like it has a bit too much recoil, so I definitely need a recoil reduction. Thatcher is essential. I mean, Thatcher, like I don't really have to explain here. It's the bread and butter of Siege. Like, is very, very good. Like, never bad to bring a Thatcher. Like, especially with how many stuff is like it can destroy and temporarily disable. A Thatcher's never a bad pick. IQ is situational as well. Same with Grim, I'd say. Like, thanks to like what's it called? Like the new pinging system, like the Z pings. Like the IQ isn't really that useful anymore. Ying, I'd say, is in meta. You think Ying is very good right now? Like, not a lot of people play with Mine Jaeger, like, as much as they used to. So I'd say Ying is a pretty good shout. Like, it's not bad to bring an operator that can just throw Yings everywhere and just, like, stun. Hibana S tier, essential. Like, Hibana Ace, like, bread and butter. You always want to bring one of them. Dokkaebi is also essential. Dokkaebi is very, very good. Probably the best attacker. Like, and one of the best attackers in the game. The amount of utility she has. She can clear roamers. She has a DMR, which is fucking crazy. So, yeah. Monty's a situational as well. Like, I'd say Monty's good on certain tags such as like Clubhouse, pushing garage rafters, or like maybe like bottom floor on Consular, or like I don't know, like rounds like that. Like bottom floor on Chalet, he's not that bad. So like situational at best. Thinkers, I'd say Thinkers pretty ass right now. Like there's no reason to bring a Thinker. She lost her nades. Like LMG's pretty like what do you call it? LMG's like pretty nerfed. It's just not great to bring her. Zowie, I'd say, is very usable. Like the fact that she's 3 armor kind of nerfed her a bit, but she's still pretty. You can still entry frag with her. It's pretty hard, but it's like not the worst thing to do. Blackbeard is ass. Probably one of the worst operators of the game. His shield's ass. His fucking guns are ass. Like there's no reason to bring a Blackbeard. I don't even think he has stuns anymore. Maybe he does, but he's not very good. Black Glaz, I'd say, isn't very usable. You can get away with playing Glaz right now because especially like a lot of operators now have smokes, which is always a good thing to see. So this makes Glaz a lot better, and I think that his 3 speed it really helps him, and it just helps his kit out a bit. So I'd say that Glaz is definitely a very good pick in this meta. Moving on, Gridlock is situational. She's pretty good at roam clearing, clearing off roamers and like flank watching. She's got a pretty good kit and a lot of utility, so she's definitely good in the meta. The F90 is a pretty good gun. It's actually quite underrated in my opinion. So yeah, Ferraris I'd say is meta. He's really good for clearing util. The AR-15 is very good, and he has a good set of weapons. And his drones can be used like really well on certain bomb sites, such as like Chalet or Cafe or like even Border. I'd say the best use of him is like clearing out elbow on Oregon. Cali is situational again, used on some sites, but like you don't really need a Cali sometimes when you have like good coordination. And I feel like the sniper rifle in a game like Siege, which is one-shot headshot, like can be pretty bad sometimes. So I wouldn't say Cali's like the best operator in the game. Like I'd probably not try to use her if it was me, but she's situational, I'd say. Moving on, we've got Yana. Yana's an S tier, like nades from below, one of the best, two of the best guns on attack, like a 3 speed, and probably has one of the best kits in terms of like gaining intel or as an attacker. Like the ARX and the G360 are probably the best guns on attack. So this is good. She's probably the best. Like her and Dockerby are the best entry fraggers, I'd say. Next, moving on, we have Buck. Buck's very usable. I'd say like Sledge is quite better. Like we'll put Sledge in front. Sledge and Sledge and Buck, sorry, are very good right now. I'd say both of them in meta because like soft, like these two will always be like you'll never see Sledge or like Buck be lower than meta. Like unless one of them is nerfed, of course. But the fundamentals of the gadget just means like it's able to open vertical from above or below, etc. And Sledge has nades, which makes him pretty good as well. So that's good to see. Capital is very usable. I'd say that his gun's pretty good, and his firebolts and his smoke grenades can be used for like post plant or like getting into sight. So I'd say he's very usable. I also say that Fuse is very usable as well. He's got the best gun in the game as well. So he has the AK-12, which is probably one of the best guns in the game, and his Fuse charges are very good. Like especially when you're like on cafe or border or something like that, when you're attacking a bomb site from above, like for example if the bomb site's workshop and you're pushing armory. Also, I'd say is very usable. I'd say she's almost meta. Like her shields can be used to basically just fuck with the defenders, and it just makes it really hard for defenders to like hold angles, like for putting a kitchen door or something like that. So yeah, Zero I'd say is very usable as well. Good for flank watching. Good for having a lot of intel on really big maps such as like Bank. I'd say Zero is almost like very needed on these sort of maps because just to hold off like really like hold off flank watch. Line, I put his meta. Line's very good right now. Him and Dockerby paired together with like a Thermite, a Thatcher, and like a Yana will probably be the best lineup. Just like so, it just fucks with attackers. Ash, I'd say is meta. Like I wouldn't say she's good as Yana because she lacks nades, but I'd say she's very good, and she's still a very good entry frag. Jackal, I'd say, is situational. You don't see Jackal being played as much anymore. I think people just ban Jackal because it's like fucks. Like nobody wants to play against a Jackal, but I'd say she's not. Jackal's not a bad character, but he's situational at best. Blitz is ass. Actually, I'd say Blitz is situational. Blitz is actually good on the bottom floor of Oregon if you're rushing elbow, but that's apart from it. So I would say he's situational, to be honest. Like yeah, that's all you're getting from Blitz, basically, to be honest. Thermite is meta. I'd say like Ace and Hibana are better, but Thermite is still very good, and you can easily play like replace Ace with a Thermite, and it would have been good. Just Ace has a better gun, that's basically it. And Hibana can open like 3 hatches, I think it is, and open like clear his zombie barriers and stuff. So I'd say Hibana's better. Amaru is situational, very good for like if you're like bottom. If the defenders are bottom floor blank and you want to bank and you want to get into the building quick, you can just like rappel into CEO windows and that'll be just a quick attack. So yeah, they're just good for gaining map control, especially maps like Cafe as well. Maverick is, I'd say, very usable, not meta. Like he lost his nades, so I still think like he's not that good anymore. So hopefully he can get his nades back or something. I don't know how they could buff Maverick. I think Maverick needs a big buff though, to be honest. Nomad I put is essential. Nomad's very, very good for clearing flank, and the RX makes her a very good pick to have. So I think this is a good list. So as you guys can see, for the ass list, we just have Blackbeard, Thinker, and Sense. I think Sense is probably the best out of these. Blackbeard's ass needs a rework, and Thinker's shit as well. So yeah, this is my list. Let me know what you guys think. So essential, meta, very usable, situational, and ass. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. This is Arktes. See you guys later. Have a good day, guys.